Position. Details. Dang it. Come on. No. Remember. Oh, come on now. Video management? Maybe it's on, I think it's under that. Watch. Ah. Now. There we go. Mm. Studio. Content. Live. Um, mhm. Details. Customization. Analytics. Details. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Use that again. Okay. All right. In live control room. I think that's it. Yeah. So welcome. I know it's still a bit of a slow start for me. I'm still learning this process. So, but without further ado, we can, I can, oh, uh, Oniyori needs to get dressed. And now we are ready to continue the job quest. The job quest. In and drop the image. And now we go back to Lila for unnatural selection. I love the titles. But you see, the interesting thing is that nobody runs this class uses this staff. I wonder why. Maybe it's too cutesy. I mean, it's adorable. I mean, freaking ladybug. And look, it's got little wings that open up. I mean, that's like amazing adorableness. Unnatural selection. Odie Odie, the moment you entered the room, I could feel the air crackling with etheric energy. Excellent. Your diligence in your training will surely serve us well. And you come at a perfect time. Not moments before you arrive, Shatoto's voice called out to me from the recesses of my consciousness. She would have us begin to lay the groundwork for the final stage of her plan. She made it quite clear that we would require all the aid we can muster. I have taken the liberty of reaching out to our beastmen friends. They have convened at Kazak's residence at Burgundy Falls, where they await our arrival. Let's not keep them waiting. And up to Eastern Saddleland we go. Where King is awaiting us. There's King. There's King. He's a good bird. He's a wonderful bird. He's the best bird. And he's needing some gassy greens. And he will take us out to sea. Kazaka! And we're at Burgundy Falls. My friends, thank you for coming together on such short notice. Mr. Shatoto would have you know that she is most grateful for your cooperation. In fact, I do believe she would rather speak to you directly. Well, it would seem the gang's all here. I dare say it's time that we got this proverbial show on the road. Hero, tell me that you've made yourself useful since I last saw your vapid face. Aye, Lady Shatoto. According to my colleagues in the Eorzean Alliance, patrols have cited an increasing number of rampant golems afield. Fortunately, none have posed a significant threat, at least not as of yet. Which brings us to the matter of the comet. A colleague of mine at the observatorium has confirmed that it draws nearer with each passing hour. And there's no immediate danger of a collision if it stays on its present course. It's simply too close for comfort, yes. Unfortunately, this is my wont, have a plan. I simply hope that you, my friends, are up to the task. If the hero speaks true, the golems that have been causing trouble near the city-states have been more bark than bite. Filled with no great difficulty, by middling soldiers. From this, I surmise the gems set within them, their soul stones, have been small and meager power at best. And yet, if my theory holds, a more sinister threat lurks in the realm's far reaches, far from the prodding eyes of Eorzean and beastmen alike. This is where we must go. Squat, perplexed. Tuzzle is profoundly, deeply perplexed by people. To do the work of people, our golems created. To travel so far from their master's domain. These contracts have no reason. True? Is this not? Well, I'll be a passably astute observation. But I fear your knowledge is lacking, my squawking friend. Golems come in all shapes and forms, and not all are wrought by the hand of a mortal creator. Often, the gem of sufficient etheric power will attract all manner of matter, plant, mineral, and animal alike, spontaneously animating it and giving rise to new life. If not to guide them, these feral golems rove and wander at will. It is these unpredictable specimens that pose the greatest danger. The larger the gem that serves their soul stone, the greater their power. Greater their power, the threat will, when the comet draws nigh, it would appear our task is clear. Let us split up and hunt down these abominations. I shall join our beastmen friends and make for the west. I'll leave the eastern reaches to the two of you. I trust you will be able to fend for yourselves. There's one matter in particular I would ask you to investigate. My friends at the Alliance conveyed to me a most curious report, which Lady Shatoto's words just now put in a rather different light. Over in Girabania, in the hamlet of Alakana, villagers claim sightings of, in their words, trees that walk like men. These have gone entirely uninvestigated, written off as the delusions and fantasies of superstitious common folk. But if Lady Shoshototo speaks true, which I do, they are golems beyond the slimmest shadow of a doubt. Were not for Oniiri and I will uproot them and reduce every last leaf and strip of bark to smoldering ash. Holy! I'll leave the particulars regarding means of destruction to the experts. I have, however, procured a link pearl. We might better coordinate our efforts. Please take it with you. And with that, I do believe we are as prepared as we could hope to be. Let's be off, my friends. Remember, should aught go amiss, I am but a link pearl crawling away. A device to allow that pretentious pudding head to talk to me even if I'm 100 miles away. Far be it for me to scoff at technological progress, but some inventions really could have been done without. Well, Maker. Guess we gotta go to um, get her band, yeah? Probably should unlock the map. Yeah, which means we gotta talk to Alphanu. I wonder if there's actually a scene where LSA hits me. Or if that's just something that Pine did.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me.
Alphano, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available? Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
I didn't notice it before. But having re-binged the main storyline, I notice it now. The Scions have improved their organization and task handling. I mean, before, I was basically their gopher. I said, or should I say, the warrior light was basically a gopher. And they've been slowly trying to handle more without the warrior light. It's nice to see. A better division of tasks. This is an odd development. It may just be me. But
Ready, my friend?
it's not something I didn't notice.
Well then, Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Dang it! I want you to burn it down. Have wild parties.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Girabania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamedian resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's Toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kosetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate, together. Just you wait. I should like that very much. Fare you well.
That's better. Ever fashion conscious? And you still get that low camera angle. And onward to Garabania. So now we go over to East Shroud. What should I wear? We wore this last night. Let's see. We can wear. It's cute. You guys haven't seen it. See? Very cute. Very pink. And since we got to Alagana, we got to gain access to Stormblood zones. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray Inform the officer that we wish to proceed to Girabanya. Why couldn't you do that for us, Mr. Face? The signs of the seventh dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? No. Assign them to bring me some blueberry pancakes. Here's your sign. Check our string.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Girabania once more. Me, fellow scion, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other.
I like the Berlin Wall, but taller.
The promise of a new beginning, but one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Of course. That's the currency for liberty. The currency of liberty is blood. When you lose it, the only way you can get it back is with blood. That's a constant rule. Too bad, some Americans don't know that price. Treat their freedoms like a burden. Greetings, science. On behalf of the Azyz Lla Alliance, I welcome you to Custom Oria. Thank you, General. We are relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None, save for a few skirmishes. Between our scouts and their patrols, we've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Belsar's War wasn't enough. Ilbert summoned a primal right on the doorstep. Golemel is not what to take such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it was not Ilbert's to make. And now we are bound for it, for weal or for woe. So I stand ready to serve, General. What would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave it to you. Godspeed. Of all the Castra in the world, you walk into mine. Come on. What brings you here? A certain missing elegant weapon and a draconic primal, Omega, and Shinria. I should think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Then, just like Omega fell to the Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engage the stasis system, assuming that the command was received and executed successfully. The weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming we should hurry up and find it, regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. We want to press on into Garavania. We'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. As you probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance. So I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters is located in a place called Rogers Reach, an old temple to the east of here, across the Valdina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me. We'll be there before you know it. Of course, but I'm going by Chocobo, not on foot. What are you doing, stupid? Still with me? Good. From here, we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. forgot about these. Yes. I should collect this one. Do more concerted effort in a bit. But our primary focus today is the job quest. And we're doing the main story because we can't do the job quest until we get to the map. So, we got to do the map. Gotta go to Rargo's Reach. And then go into the next part, which is part of the story. Alagana is beyond Rargo's Reach. Ah. Here we are. On the other side of this pass is Rargo's Reach. So you say, but all I see are the rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this. Ah, indeed. A glamour. You're not a huge Tola. I think if they have a talented mage in their ranks, or mayhap an artificer, trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Guardians. Before we go in, I don't know if the Taria told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So, they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way. And, don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. And a sprinkle of demasking dust. All is laid bare.
I remember the old stories, how the breaker of worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. They were waiting for us there, men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost, for what could be ours again.
You'll forgive us our precaution, though we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, the sires of the seventh dawn. know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss, and I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep. Come with me. In a minute. There's some attuning that need to be done. That needed to be done pronto. El pronto. And very pronto. Because without them, this will get very annoying. One, two, and there's one more. Very small amount of aetherites.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Raudler's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Ida, forgive me, Lys, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, child.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us, to give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came back. When Menargo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual, by Rolger, it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. Best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir, to see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that. So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
So it would seem we find ourselves in the surfeit of free time. Ah, forgive me. You are free to look around Ralgus Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let's make the most of this opportunity and assess the resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside and out. I can show you around if you like. On here. Great! Let's get started. This shit's such a blonde. I'll bet you think the resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me. We've got Hellsguard from all the way over by the spine in here. And plenty of seekers from the sun, like Nago. There's even some beastmen. Well, beast women, I suppose. Like that one over there. She's in Ananata. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Guardians to them. They keep to themselves, spending all the time crafting, but not to make the most amazing jewelry, by the way. We use magics that twist metals and crystals into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work. But then, most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Ralgar, shall we? pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The breaker of worlds guided our ancestors to these lands all those centuries ago. He used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the fifth astral era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky and led the way to the mountains of Garabania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honor and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. A storm of blood approaches fast, hells open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. The last part was inscribed on the stone by a monk of the Fist of Rolgar. He had explained it to me, that they will come, bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation, make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through in the end. Sorry, that was a little bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving. Shall we? Off to the infirmary. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. So here's where the reassistants, healers patch up the wounded, and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we plan our operations, casualties were always inevitable. It was a sad thing to look at, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aetherite Plaza next. I'll beat you there, 'cause I'm the type that already went snipping. When you've seen one Aetherite, you've seen them all, right? Not quite. This one's older design, dating back decades to when the Fist of Roger was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the settlers are next. But don't forget to attune to the Aetherite before we go. Crones, armor, potions, you name it, these folks got it. Resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything, or you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. I don't know. Oh, Alphino and LSA are in here? Why don't we see how they're getting on? Come to make the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants? They're worldwide, that much is plain. The Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to the Resistance. They would be lucky to escape with their lives. It's a gamble and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be altruistic. You dumbass. Nothing's free, Alphino. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing our proposal, and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I sent someone to fetch you Stola and Cryo, so if you'd like to follow me.
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus. I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Raldus Ridge. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree, but it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the war. We've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're we're in dire need of new blood too.
Mm-hmm.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you, look. Monargo and Methrid will tell you more.
Understood. We won't let you down.
I mean, I can always sell it. At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we can meet here of all places. Though I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time. Of course, I remember you. I'm impressed, given everything you went on to accomplish. You'd be forgiven for forgetting all about your time in Quartermill. Suffice it to say, we didn't forget about you either, nor the lives you saved. As for me, I went to Little Alameda, and Galleon was recovering. Gundabald was my former commander and an old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alameda, and others went to Ulda for work. But, as you can see, I chose to come back to Garabania and join Conrad and the others. I've kept busy since then, ferrying people positions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Current things we might have luck finding recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana, if you're going there, take me with you. That's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, Elise? By all means. We'd be welcome to company. There'll be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you and the Scions for patching me up. After all, I bled all over your floor. Value of my life and I won't forget that. Furthermore, it's rude of me to run off without saying a word. It's all well and good, me claiming my duties here couldn't wait, but a parting thank you was the very least you deserve. My apologies. Yeah, thank you. Now, to business. Commander Kemp entrusted me with a formal reply to be hand-delivered to the Alliance leadership. It covers everything we discussed, as well as detailing the disposition of our forces. What I need is an escort. 1 or 2 minute most, so we can make it to the wall swiftly and without attracting undue attention. Very well. I shall join you in this. General Dean commands the forces at Cachamorians. It should be simple to see it to his hands. Great! That's just what I wanted to hear. You ready to depart? Meet me at the pass leading out of the reach. So we're going to Alacana. And we are going to Alacana. We are going to Alacana. What? Because there's golems waiting for us. And golems that need destroying. Or the world's in danger. And we're after Black Magic Quest. This tunnel shall take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Alacana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villagers there than out here. But more Imperials keeping a close eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully.
I remember the peaks of Girabani, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity. Who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
We have a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. So far as the Imperials are concerned, it is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of a lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The villages to the east keep watch for patrols as we move. Aryan Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Argana's due east. Past that bridge. Follow me, it's not much further. You can rest easy. We made it. This is Allegana. Feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be... Oh, sorry. That has nothing to do while we're here. We need recruits. We do. As I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall, never to return. It wasn't just them, though folks from all over, including some of my former comrades, answered his call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's rumored that Allegana lost a few youths as well. There's truth to that. There could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the resistance, and rightfully so. So, with that in mind, how are we two supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving them a speech in a village. Not if you don't want the place to be burned to the ground. You might as well piss it in the Viceroy's eye. You'll need a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. We must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted. Listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like our plan. Let's hope there are still some brave men and women here willing to fight. First, I need to speak with Shatoto. Because Shatoto is Yoda for black mages. And you do not keep Yoda waiting too long. How interesting! Well, has devolved into vermin-infested bog. Garabania is, if anything, looking more lively than I remember it. Not that it's saying much, of course. But look at me, getting all nostalgic for no reason. After all, my body has long since returned to the dust. and soon even my memory will fade. But before that, we have a job to do, don't we? I can sense no unusually clear presence here. So let's venture a further bit into the field. Come. Don't hurry. Did you come upon any wood golems earlier? As you can see, these two had the misfortune of coming upon little old me. But that is not all I saw. Yes, it was a most remarkable and almost horrifying sight. After I delivered a mortal wound to one of the creatures, I saw it extend a gnarled limb. With the last ounce of strength, ripped the soulstone from its cohort's chest. Yes, it would seem these fellow golems have no qualms about cannibalizing each other, which has led me to a quite frightening conclusion, to wit, of all the... Whatever could that four-eyed fool want at a time like this? Yes, if you have something to report, make it quick. What? Yes, it would be wise for you to make a discreet retreat. We will do the same. I would reevaluate our options in light of these most troubling developments. Very well, I will join you at the observatorium shortly. Do gather all the information you can from your colleagues before I arrive. Godspeed, good. That here's actually proven himself useful. It would seem he came upon a most startling scene in the hinterlands. A mass influx of golems of all shapes and sizes. This is summoned from all the reaches of the realm by some unholy force. I have my own theory as to what this means, but I require more knowledge for plotting our next step. One thing I can say is that we should immediately begin preparing for the worst. In any event, we must move, and quickly. You return to Burgundy Falls, and apprise the beastmen of what we stand. I shall go on ahead to the observatorium, see what knowledge the astrologians have gleaned, and join you as soon as I am able. See? This is a pressing matter. We must go to Burgundy Falls. Friends, comrades, brothers, and sisters of the Black, we stand on the brink of disaster, most dire. Even as we speak, our foe grows in number. Beings of sentient stone and wood gather, as summoned by an unknown force, and united for a common purpose. I propose beyond our understanding. Beyond your understanding, perhaps, but not mine. The guns make for Solmal. In Girabania, it was the most unsettling sight. A golem with an almost animal fury, tearing against the cohort's chest. Disturbing as it was all too clear what I was witnessing. The creature sought a stronger soul stone, that it might augment its strength and prolong its existence. But the powers these creatures seek is not limited to that which they can harvest from their own kind. No, they are forever in search of a more potent etheric source, and they have finally found one. Astrologians at the observatorium have confirmed my worst fears. The baleful star of our past slowly but inexorably changes course, bringing it closer and closer to the star. It is as Lady Shatoto says. The golems call out to it, beckoning it even closer. According to the latest calculation, any further adjustments to its path, it is all but certain to strike Azyz Lla head on. The baleful creatures would climb to the highest peak of the land and summon their mother stone to bring disaster to our realm. Inconceivable. And yet, it is just so, my friend. Unless we destroy the lot out of them, a collision is all but inevitable. And yet, there are simply too many. Even if we could thin their ranks, they would regrow themselves and regroup in no time. So we're done for. Doomed. Defeated. Done for. Do not give it up, my frenetic friend. Or do you forget that the most brilliant mind ever to work the piece of Azyz Lla stands with you? Allow me to propose a foolproof plan. We do absolutely nothing at all. For now, that is. We know that the golems are feeding on each other in pursuit of greater and greater power. So when I sit back and let this process of a natural selection take its course, till we are left with but a single foe. Squad! Out of our mind, Shatoto is. Were that to happen, a creature of untold power and poison that golem would be. Quite so. It would be the mother of all automata. The golem equivalent of yours, truly, if you will. And by definition, one of the most formidable foes our realm has seen. Fortunately, I do believe there is one among us who might stand half a chance against such a monstrosity. Oniyuri? Lady Shatoto insists that you hold, nay, are the key to this entire operation. I'm not inclined to doubt her, but I would hear it from your own lips. Can you say with all certainty that you would emerge victorious over this hypothetical golem of mythical proportions? Thank you, my friend. Your courage inspires me. Pray, let me offer my strength that together we might secure the future of our realm. I doubt Oniyuri and I will have much need of your services, but do feel free to tag along. It would be my honor. And with that, I shall take my leave. I must warn the people of the nearby settlements and keep a wide berth of the Great Peak. I may even have occasion to smash a golem or two on my journey. Color me impressed, Oniyuri. Your friends are proving more reliable by the minute. And with that, I should return to the sanctuary, for my grip on consciousness grows more tenuous by the moment. Pray return when you can, and speak with Lla upon her awakening. We're about to get foul. Foul. This last one that we're waiting on. It is big damage. It is a big damage spell. It's instant cast. Yes. 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 Anyway. Big damage. Yes. She did, however, leave a message for you. Slack not in your training, my puppet of destruction, for your powers will be tested as never before. That is not ominous in the least, now is it? In any event, I trust you will be up to the task. And here we go. One golem to rule them all. I'll get Nokia too. Oniyuri, I trust you prepared yourself well. Our foe musters at Annex Chine. The hour of our final confrontation is nigh. The hero and our beastmen friends are en route to the Forelands as we speak, and I would join them with all haste. Come as soon as you are able. Chitoto will be awaiting your arrival. And now, the next time. Next train. Well, thank you so very much, Lily. But with my own corporeal form among us, it's an honor and a pleasure to see my legacy carried on by women, men, and beastmen after my own. Oops. Was I speaking aloud? You can stop gawking any time now, or have you forgotten that we all have an army of power-hungry golems bent on destroying our realm to dispose of them? Fortunately, I have already formulated the perfect plan of attack. You three will see to the stragglers still attempting to scale the mountain. I trust you can handle that much. The hero, Arnieri, and myself will scale the summit, where the oversized, augmented agglomeration of golems surely awaits us. If I may be so bold, Lady Shatoto, I would proffer a small amendment to this plan. Somehow, as you surely know, is a holy place to all the dragons who call this land home. I am inclined to wage a battle without first obtaining their blessing. Yodo Cece's here has told me that Oniuri has a friend among their kind. Mayhap it would be best if she sought the counsel of this Vidolfnir before we proceed. I can't believe I'm saying that, but that's hardly the worst idea I've heard today, after all. It hardly could hurt to have another powerful ally in our ranks. What are we waiting for? Lead the way. An unholy menace doth gather in our midst, threatening to summon doom from the heavens down to this realm. Such is thy plight. I, too, did sense the presence of an intruder in our sacred home. At first I was content to observe, but the danger hath grown too great. Warrior of warriors, if thou in thine would take up arms against our common foe, thou dost have my blessing. Well, that's a ringing endorsement, if I've ever heard one. Hero, send word to our beastmen friends. We commence the operation at once. There's no time to lose, Onieri. You make for the summit and dispose of the abomination that awaits us before the comet gets too close for comfort. Here we go. This one's at my level. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. The thing I don't have is despair. And foul. Foul would be nice to have here. Understood. Pray leave the rest of us. This one is actually pretty difficult. Lady Shatoto, my colleague from the observatorium has confirmed your suspicion. On its current path, the falling star will sail wide of us. But if, by the summit's margins, and yet, that path shifts with every second, bringing us slowly, but inexorably, to the brink of a calamity. Call it a hunch, but I do believe this imposing fellow might be responsible. I'm glad to see that the obvious hasn't escaped you. I need music for this. You won't hear it, but I will. And it will be good to hear some theme music, because theme music is needed. So, iTunes. Let's see here. iTunes. Only if I had the money to license the song for these, it would be good. But I don't. And so, I must make do. Victory is ours! And we pray it does not come too late. Perhaps if you had some black magic in your repertoire. But it is no matter. I have the utmost faith that Oniri and my efforts were not in vain. That night, the 12 have mercy. Here it comes, and there it goes. And with that, my friends, I do believe we've been spared a most crushing fate. Stand tall, Oniri. You and I just saved the world. And I suppose I should be thanking you as well. Here for doing a most remarkable job of not mucking everything up. And that, I believe my work here is done. I'll love nothing more than to stay and savor our victory a bit longer. All good things must come to an end. Don't look all sad now, with such promising proteges. To carry on my legacy, I can go to rest, knowing that I did not mother the art of destruction in vain. You have seen our art, wielded for the greatest good of all, and the worst of the evil. Having witnessed firsthand your prowess and the sheer strength of your resolve, I'm gladly leave the future of our art in your hands. Walk the path well, Oniri of the Black. That millennia from now, when we have long since faded to a dim memory, those who follow in our footsteps may yet wield their prodigious powers against any who would bring harm to our farewell one. Be proud, Oniri. Having shared a mind with Mistress Shatoto all this time, I can assure you that effusive praise does not come easily to her lips. I can still scarcely believe she did me the honor of choosing my body as a vessel. Before meeting her in the flesh, well, in a manner of speaking, I had assumed Death's handmaiden was little more than a witch, obsessed with fire and destruction. You see, my impression may have been an error. May have been. Does your prudish pig-headed prejudice know no end? As charming as ever, I see. I dare say you could learn a thing or two from your esteemed forebear on how great a gentleman. Oh, is that so? Oh, dearie, if you happen to see any gentlemen around these parts, do let me know. At any rate, we are done here. Let's leave these uncultured boar here to reflect for a bit on how to treat a lady. And I learned flare. Alright. Now we go back to right here. He's probably downstairs. Alright, down the hole. Many ghouls did come to seek to scale the peak, but then came no more. Laid low by our magics. The heavens, too, are calm. I trust your battle with the great beast ended in victory? Just so, my friend. Not to boast, but even Lady Shatoto was most impressed with our efforts. Is that not so, Onieri? Three cheers for Shatoto. Three cheers for Onieri. Three cheers for the art of destruction. Huzzah! 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 Far be from me to rain on your parade. But let us not forget that the healer in your ranks played at least a small part in your victory. Squawk! A happy day this is. Fly home to share joy with his brothers and sisters. Dozel will. You will visit Dozel again to share magical learnings. Till then, friend, I too must take my leave. But know that even when we depart, we always stand as one. Till next we meet, my friend. I too must return to Gridania to deliver my official report. I suppose this is farewell, at least for now. Well, don't let me keep you. Though, I was wondering if I might express my gratitude to your colleagues at the observatorium. On behalf of Mistress Shatoto, that is. Leave that to me. If you're not all of my friends are so open-minded, if they were to learn that I had allied myself with beastmen and practitioners of the dark arts, there is no telling what sort of twisted rumors might spread. Fear not, Lana. You have my word that as a healer and a hearer, I will do aught I can to work toward a day when you and your fellows can stand proud and receive credit for all the good you have done. Warrior of Light. Does he not realize? Warrior of Light. I cannot bear to say this in his presence, but our dear friend has come quite far, wouldn't you say? I too would do everything on my part to make that day a reality. And with that, I do believe our job here is done. Shall we return to the Sacrarium? Oh. Why are we paying full price? Actions. You know, Calamity Summoner. Oh, we get gear. We get gear. I hope. Yes. Do we get gear? Well, it is not like me to dwell on such matters. I was just reflecting on the hero's words. Once again, the truth of the battle we waged will never be known to those we fought to save. Needless to say, we do not do what we do for accolades or glory. We do it because it must be done. And to say our own intellectual curiosity, and yet, does not sit well with me. No, I cannot just turn a blind eye while the deeds of my friends and mentors are swallowed by history, never again to see the light. When the day will come, that way we can emerge from the shadows. I cannot say, but for that day, and for the honors of all who would follow in our footsteps, I would put all I've seen to paper, just as Master Gorka did. All we have learned of our realm and the arcane, of course. But that is not all. I would write of the bravery of our beastmen friends, and of a stubborn and self-important hero who, against all odds, proved himself a friend. Most of all, I would write of the illustrious founder of our glorious art, and the adventurer who she would personally entrust with carrying on her legacy. I dare say the chapter will write itself. Where's the seventh hell stuff? Reading with the memory of Shatata awakens foul. Where is the staff? Seventh Hill augmented staff. Did they get rid of it? I better not have. I gotta purchase it? Why must I purchase it? I don't know why I had to purchase that. Anyway, still worth it. Alright, we're gonna equip this. Because we got those. These. Yeah, it does come with it. Mm. You know what? And here we go. I love this outfit. Now we're putting the whole outfit on. I don't care if it's bigger than the others. But we are wearing the whole thing. Oh no, no. The other's better. But we're gonna set this as a glamour. Look at that. Look at that. That looks so nice. Alright. Go back to our old gear. And we'll put all this in the glamour dresser. Mental gauge extended. Yes, we've got a polyglot. Yeah, but, well, we've got some things that are, we've got more role quests and more job quests later on, but we don't have any skills or anything that's dependent on said quests. But we'll continue to stream them for you so that you can see them, because we all like them. I know I did. There's some funny moments, some good moments, and the story of the Black Mage's return to Eorzea was entertaining, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure yours too. To go from crying over stolen aether pots to meeting Kokorka and Lili and Shatoto. It's a wonderful thing. Anyway, paste that in. Paste that in. Paste those in. Paste those in. And I think we're done. That. And that. And we're going my prisms. And go over to Vesper Bay. It's the best place to get them. Okay, if not here, then Mordona. Seriously? I thought they made these available for purchase for Gil. They should be. Seriously, they should be. Mm-hmm. There we go. That would explain it. It's alright. Making repurchases. Legs in the boots. And just wear them. Which will cause them to be double glamored. Don't, that's me. How that works. I don't know. But it does. So we'll get the other pieces. And spend gil for them. That way we have them. That way the pieces that are upper level, we have them. The pieces that aren't, well, here, it's only 2,000 gil. So, to buy and equip, there we go. Update that, and there you have it. And we're fully equipped. I call this the Tim Burton staff. I love it. It's such a well done staff. Look at that detail. Look at all those little bits to it. It's so cool. Anyway. Alright, I guess we go back over to Algana. And continue on the main story for a little bit. And then say goodnight. I wish I could color this, but I cannot. But they're not gonna ask, oh, am I trust like this? It's to them. I didn't go anywhere. Forcing me to take something I don't want. But anyway. We're good, fit. The village elder is over there, over by the shore. And tell me the present to give. Let's have their word. don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You'll not find much custom here. Greetings and well met, elder, and sincerest apologies. But I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Algana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, you are comrades of Medford. I see, I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men and left with many more. Such is the rumor. Is it true? You lit a fire in their hearts and dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman. And we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. Time will be different. This time. Gold comfort to the dead men and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our God. They demand a fifth of what little we got left. I hate the bastards. Every fiber of my being. But hate's not enough, Medford. I can't. I can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now. Leave us be and never return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed. And that was before half our young men and women went off to die in your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't. Because it's my village, too. My home. What the hells are you on about? Wait, I know those eyes. You have Curtis's skills. These hexed. And I'm here. I'm here to take back my homeland. By Browger. Last time I saw you, I didn't even know if you were still alive. And I never thought you would come. I almost did. And my sister never will. Lots of others won't either. That's why we've got to carry on the fight. You sound like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave Algana. As much your home as it is mine. But I say no to you. I say to you again. We can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. Let's hope being Ragnfid might help us recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we were to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky, and it's hard to settle. But I say we approach the villagers directly, see what problems they got, and if we can do anything to help. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and look around. You best keep your distance. You know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Looking for folks down on their luck? Congratulations. You found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk from the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labors, right out. Too much pain. Trouble for the others. There's a tea. What helps with it, though? I need to grind Japanese horn and a hornbill town for the blend.